You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1. What up, you guys? Welcome back to the Urban Misfit podcast. Got a couple of people with me. Matt Rickard, of course.
What up, everybody?
And we got Carlos, most unknown 24.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Most unknown 26.
26
yeah.
on
On
Instagram.
Instagram.
My bad.
Padilla? Is that how it's spelled?
Padilla.
Padilla. Like
Okay.
Padilla bail bonds.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
Carlos Padilla.
Man, so
So
I don't
we
know
did,
if I don't know if you guys paid attention to the contest or anything, but there was a lot of entries, and Carlos submitted an entry on his 20-inch that was just
superior by far.
yeah,
He
Yeah.
dominated that shit.
yeah, man. So, but unfortunately, it didn't really go within the requirements of the contest.
No, it was
We were a
big-
little unorganized. We've learned a lot, so the next ones are going to be much more organized and defined and concise.
So we brought him on the show to let him know that we fucked up.
Yeah, just because, dude, his edit was fire, and like
Yeah.
I wanted to shine some light on him and stuff. So, and we needed to get him his hat,
Yeah.
That's over there.
his bullseye hat. He was rocking it as soon as I gave it to him, but the
Doesn't fit
headphones,
with the headphones.
yeah. So, man, how long you been riding bikes?
I mean, I've
Talk a little closer to the microphone.
been riding bikes since probably like I was 5, but I never really got into it until like a year and a half ago.
Oh shit! Damn.
I think I've seen you on the rides for
Yeah.
every bit of the 2.5, almost 3 years
least-
I've been riding.
At least BMX, that like the 20-inch
Yeah.
I got on, but like I've been wheeling since like I was 11, I'd say. I don't know. I
so
remember
like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. How old are you now?
16, about to be 17 in July.
Gotcha. Okay.
Up and coming,
Yeah,
rising
man.
talent for sure.
But I remember like back when I first started wheelies in SAC, there were like 3 guys doing wheelies. It was me, James Canavari, and Nick.
Little noodle.
Yeah.
Little Nick. I forget
I
his
don't
last
know
name.
Nick.
The Filipino kid, Nick,
Oh,
who was on the OM, and I think he's on a Fat
I
Ripper
know who you're
now, the
talking about.
blue Fat Ripper.
yeah.
Yeah, it was us 3 doing wheelies. There was like no one else. And there was like on the 60-61 rides, it was like 10, 15, 20 people max. But I was on a 20-inch PK Ripper back then, and then I stepped up to the big Ripper for like 2-3 weeks, and then I went to, what did I go to? A 26
Where are you getting all these bikes
DC
from?
quad.
Where are you getting all these different bikes from?
I mean, you just look on OfferUp.
Pop a
You
sponsorship.
got a nice job or
Yeah.
something?
Pop a sponsorship.
Everybody's first sponsor.
Yeah.
Mom and dad. In this
Yeah.
case, dad.
Yeah.
His dad's got some
Mhm.
nice bikes too. He rides that. Right now, he's got that Race Inc. That's just, it screams
The
80s
26.
BMX. You
Oh,
see it
dude.
and you're like, oh, I'm 12 years old again and it's 1985. I remember.
Dude, yeah. Shout out to Pops. He's in the studio with us.
He's over there. Looking fresh in the bullseye hat.
Oh yeah.
So keep talking about the bikes. I know there's more.
Wait, yeah. Like, what else you guys want to hear when I started? And
Did you ride a Fat Ripper for a little while?
I did, yes. I rode a Fat Ripper for like 2 weeks. Like, the first day I got it, I could not wheelie it at all. Like, I was the worst. And the second day, I could wheelie it, stoppies, everything. Like, everything just like I was on a big bike.
Nice.
And I always like go to my dad, Dad, I'm the Fat Ripper King. I'm the Fat Ripper King. Been riding it for 2 days. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, man, if you only been riding for like 2 years, like
I've
know.
only been riding like 20-inch BMX for 2 years. I've been riding wheelies like 4 or 5 years probably.
okay.
So before the bikes, you were a scooter kid?
Yeah. I
Okay.
rode
I
scooters.
know. I was
for a
trying to
minute.
get some scooter video clips to throw on the TV for you guys, but it was just really
This
short.
is like an
notice, so.
unknown secret. Like the older,
Yeah.
us older guys were skaters, converted
Yeah.
BMXers. These younger kids, a lot of them, because when these kids are small, scooters is
Or-
the
yeah.
thing, dude. They can do
Easy,
they do the
fun.
craziest shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of, this guy will do fly out backflips. You got twists on those flips? Or you
Yeah,
just
here
going
you
Flares.
Yeah.
This is bike stuff, but like I could do a lot of that stuff on a scooter. Like all these same tricks.
So
I
you
could
learn
do.
a lot of these, the fundamentals,
Yeah.
the way to spin your body, you throw your shoulders, and the scooter's
Mhm.
light, so you're not really working
Hucking a
that
whole
hard.
bunch. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, obviously, it takes a little while to get adjusted to a bike.
Oh,
But
yeah, I did see that.
It's a lot different. Like, I know bar spins are way different.
I
Tail
see
whips are way
scooter
different.
skills when I watch you ride. I swear.
So you
Now,
look like tail whips. Look at how ugly I throw that one.
you don't have a
Yeah.
scooter to land on, is why.
Yeah.
No, I actually just recorded a
There it was.
tail whip like 2 weeks ago, and it was pretty clean. It was just straight 401, but it was like at night, so you could barely see it. But it was looking pretty good.
Yeah, bro, you got skills on the 20 inch, my friend.
Yeah, thank you. That's actually my high school right there. And then that bench that's chilling there, we dragged that bench from the other side of the school, threw it over 2 fences, like 6 foot
Oh,
fences
working.
over my head, threw it over it, and then dragged it over the concrete, through grass, through like a playground just to the spot so we could ride down it.
That's how it works.
Getting it done,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. No, you didn't need to see that. No,
I've
that
already
was-
seen it.
that. Yeah. That was me sliding on my head. It's on a loop. You'll see it again.
Dude.
Yeah.
There's Ruben Shreds, second place from the UMPrider2 contest.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Ruben.
The squeaky ass brakes.
That's my SoCal homie.
I used to have squeaky brakes. I fixed those though. You
Think it
just
has to
rub
do with the brand
sandpaper
new,
on it.
with the brand new wheel set with brand new brakes. I think it's gonna squeak for a minute.
Sort of. Believe it or not, a lot of it has to do really with the lever and the pads themselves.
Those M80s, I
Um,
took those brand new pads off because they were squeaking, and I put my old ones back on.
Yeah.
And it's good.
Yeah.
Whenever mine squeak, it's always because like they got wet and like they shrink up and get hard.
Yeah.
So I like sandpaper mine out.
Yep.
Like-
Roughing up the contact surfaces, you do that on the wheel and the brake pad. If it's not feeling like it's
Right.
supposed to. Yeah, they feel weird. That's like one of the first things you do. You make sure your contact surfaces are good.
Yeah, not like glazed over or whatever.
Yeah.
Now on 20 inch, you ride brakes.
What do you want to do?
What's up with
Slow
that?
down?
So what do you want to do?
What's
Slow
up
down?
with that?
I mean, I can understand a wheelie. You want to slow down, but on a 20, you just throw
No,
that foot down.
my son rode dirt, and brakes are like he would get parts bikes with brakes, and he would just he'd leave them.
Dude, so my question is when did the whole brakeless thing happen? Because back like when I was really into BMX, like there wasn't a brakeless thing at all. And then now coming back into the bikes and like I watch every BMX video I see on Instagram, nobody has brakes.
They get in the way with the hand tricks. My son says he can't do a tuck no because you pull the bars into your waist, throw your hands off, and then come back. And if the brake
Lever's
lever's
in the
in
way.
there, there's horror stories.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess
sure.
it makes sense, but it seems like now like people look at you like you're not even BMX, bro. If you have brakes,
Yeah.
like
I know some of the older guys that I ride with, like at Rush Park. Some of the older guys, they just now putting brakes on their bikes. Like there's a couple of them. They do like this
I guess
trick
it's
called
like
a
fix it.
foofanu.
It's just a discipline. I mean,
I
obviously,
guess.
Ricky Montana, he doesn't.
yeah.
He's a no brake guy.
on
Fat
anything.
Ripper, he'll do everything.
Oh, everything.
Yeah, brakeless on the Throne Goon right there, like it's a 20 inch. Whatever, Ricky. We see you.
Yeah, and Jacob too. This freaking
Yeah.
4 foot tall bunny hops. Yeah, the brakeless thing is a trip to me, especially with the dirt jumpers.
Yeah. How do you just do a little tire scrub on your way into the, or you just go with what you got with the speed you got and just fucking send it?
I just go with the speed I got. But like if I know I got too much speed, I'll try
You
to slow it down.
Throw in an extra.
Yeah.
Because man, once you get into like the sets, like at the Elk Grove dirt jumps, and that like 4 or 6 pack or whatever they got there, man, like I'm sure you got to be building up speed in between those. You know, like with nothing to slow you down, you got to time that out good. haven't
I know,
ridden in
like
dirt
when
in
you,
so
when
long,
you
bro.
throw in tricks too, like it'll slow you down in air.
Yeah, depending on
Yeah.
what.
That's true.
Because
Huh?
when I first hit the Elk Grove ones, I just like went straight over them. I was gaining speed. I had to slow down. But like as soon as I started throwing tricks in, I was getting even every single one.
Oh. That little momentum loss when your bike moves. You're flexing. So we're gonna do another contest. It's gonna be
Another
24 inch and up.
UMP rider contest.
Yeah, UMP rider contest. It's gonna be pretty much like no.
Open category.
Yeah, anything goes. It's gonna be big bike oriented only. But
Cussing.
I mean, we're gonna run it basically off of Instagram. So I'm not too worried about the Instagram getting tagged if their music gets hit or
Yeah.
anything. On YouTube, it's a little because they'll just straight remove your channel, which is messed up. If you catch, well, actually, they don't even allow it. It'll catch it and it'll remove the audio. And
Yeah, if you don't comply, they'll do it for you.
it'll say, do you have permission? You can say yeah, and it'll put the audio back on. But
Yeah.
for who knows how long. And
No,
But anyways.
we've all known people that YouTube copyright infringement is a real fucking thing.
yeah.
And
So, but anyways, we're gonna run it to where you can do whatever music, all the editing skills that you want. I think it's still gonna only be a minute though. Should we do it longer?
IGTV. I mean, if it's if they
So the thing about that is they'll have to send the video to us so we can post it.
and the way it has to be sent typically is via email, which is not,
Apparently complex these
it's
days.
well, it's
Yeah. Hey,
it's like 4 more buttons than normal, dude. It's not. So
I'm sure if it comes down to it, we'll make sure to get it. But yeah, I guess maybe we could do IGTV videos because
yeah, it depends on the edits.
is there a limit on those? Like how
I
there's
don't-
like the normal one that it's a minute long.
I don't
but
know.
on
That
IGTV
recent 7 one was 5 minutes.
So
the
I've seen
longest one I've
IGTV
seen is
videos
10.
for a half hour.
It's the equivalent of YouTube, and it's on Instagram, so you don't have to leave Instagram. That's what it's supposed to do. And you can upload the 4K video, and you can have the.
I've seen
it's-
half-hour videos on there, so I don't know if that has to do with the amount of followers, but if anything, I know I've posted 4 or 5 minute videos on mine already, so for sure can do that. But maybe we do that.
It's getting warm in California. You know how I can tell? I can hear a fly.
I know they buzzing
Buzzing.
around,
The fucking beefy fucker.
He's
Huh.
over there behind it.
running straight pipes.
Straight piping.
So the 6061 rides, rode with you and your dad on a lot of these things, probably every month for several years now. Most recently, you broke a chain like in the first 5 miles of a
Yeah.
20-mile ride.
I broke the
And scootered your bike.
yeah, pretty much.
You jibbed that thing.
I
You
did.
pumped the front tire back and
I was
forth.
just carving on flat ground. The whole
Dude.
ride. It
10 to
happened-
15 miles. I mean, solid for sure. That
was
chain.
it the Fab 40s ride that I did that? We were riding through a neighborhood like over there.
It was one of Jason's rides, and I think we've been going out towards the zoo and stuff. So
Yeah.
we were over that way.
Because I know
Dude.
what happened when I broke my chain is I 180'd over that jump bike that was off the curb, and I almost hit these 2 girls when I was doing it, and they just screamed at me. And so I did that. I flipped around, and I'm hearing something clank. I'm like, oh, it's just my chain. Then I go to pedal. My chain's gone, hanging off the bag, dragging. And then you stop, and I ripped a chain off, throw
Throw
it
in
in
the
your
backpack.
bag, and just keep going like nothing happened.
Yeah, I
Everyone's
was
trying
like-
to stop for me. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, we're riding. Don't stop.
Yeah, closer to the beginning of the ride, so you're like, is he just gonna go to the car? Nope.
Dude, that's crazy. I would have definitely not done that.
Were you sore or anything the next day?
For
'Cause that's
sure.
like all upper body. You were just.
I was sore right in my shoulders here.
It's a good workout, dude.
Back here,
All
yeah.
them
Dude,
wheelie
just
muscles.
carving the whole time.
Yeah.
I was just back and forth. I was going faster
Damn.
than the dudes who were pedaling. I was in the front of the pack.
You were. It was fucking.
I
sick.
guess you can whip around at 20 inch a little bit easier than the bigger bikes, but still, dude, that's so much
He was
work.
pumping. He was pumping.
So much work. Bro. Yeah, you're a beast for that, dude.
It was
sure.
good. It was a lot
For
of work.
Man, so how often do you ride? Because you're pretty
Um,
skilled.
I don't know. I don't think I could say how often I ride because like I had an injury lately. I broke my ankle, and then I've like about a year ago when I first started bikes at the
Talk a little closer to the mic.
some bike track. What was the bike track we were talking about before?
Elkhorn
this?
BMX.
Elkhorn.
Yeah.
I
It's
tried to
only
back.
open. It's open to the public.
Yeah, I tried to backflip the very last jump, and I ate it. Bent my forks. I bent my forks in my tire to my frame, and I landed right on my collarbone, dislocated my shoulder, and moved some like growth plates in my back.
Have you backflipped that jump before?
No,
Oh, it's not that big. It's like a little box. It's like
I
flat
was
on
going
both
too
sides.
slow.
It's not a big jump. It's the last obstacle on the track, so they're pretty sure that you're tired by the time you hit it. So it's not very
it's
big.
probably about as
But-
tall as the table.
yeah.
Maybe a little taller. Yeah,
Oh, damn.
I got that on video. I was looking at it last night when I was trying to send you all the clips.
So you ride what, like when you're healthy, 3 days a week, 4 days a week,
probably every day.
right after you do your homework, you go out and ride.
I don't have homework.
So what? You go to high school?
Yeah.
What high school?
I go to Mesa Verde High School. It's in one of the clips.
Yeah, Mesa.
on
It's
the
got like a
thing.
20 steer on the backside of it.
It's got a 12-stair handrail that was hit by, I know Nigel Houston hit it, and then there's a scooter rider named Big Ron, and he hit it on a razor.
I seen a kid do
He
a
backflipped
scooter all the way to the
He
bottom.
backflipped it on a razor.
He landed on his heels.
I'm sure there's so many other people who've hit it that I don't know of, but like,
Man,
I went down the rail on a scooter and a bike, and then I tried to ollie it on a skateboard, and that didn't go so well.
Dude, I know some kid who was pro scooter rider from Lincoln. He worked at a scooter store there or something. I can't remember.
Ooh, Epic used to be up there. You remember that place?
That was
Epic?
before I even rode.
You never rode Epic on a
Like,
scooter?
I wish I could remember that kid's name.
When my son was in high school and they did the scooters, Epic Thursday, he did tutoring. So the deal was you go to tutoring, you do all your homework. I'll load my truck up with kids and we'll go. It was Epic Thursday. So every Thursday I would load like 5 scooter kids. You could throw hella scooters in the back of a truck and you can't even see them because they all lay down. Drag them out there and let them
It's foldable
for a couple hours. And then ultimately, just like you, these kids, they outgrow the scooters. The handlebars are too far away. My son knocked out a couple teeth.
They
He
evolved.
and then he got into the dirt jumping, and is even more expensive. for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Right, Dad.
Yeah.
You go from like I think I had like $600 to $800 wrapped up in a scooter all the time. He's a good kid. He deserved to have nice shit. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
dude.
shit.
I
Oh
was
yeah.
breaking parts
My
left
friends
and
want to ride
right.
too, Dad. You need to build me an extra one.
No, and then what happened? I was breaking parts for a while. Then I got in connections with a dude who was like a deck designer for Fusion in Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the warehouse and I talked to him and he gave me a bunch of free stuff. Like I got shirts.
Fusion scooters.
Yeah.
Sick.
He gave me a deck. He gave me like one of like, I think it's,
You still got it?
yeah, I do. It's at my house. It's a jacket, but it's only like a pro team jacket. There's only like 10 people who have it.
Damn.
Hell
Nice.
Yeah. And I went up there. I got to look at like all the new deck designs. They got like a 3D printer and they're printing stuff out. Like it's pretty sweet.
Nice.
Dude, so how many of your friends, of your friends ride bikes with you? Do you have like a lot, or is it just like few select?
Yeah, we got a lot. We got like my friends who ride wheelies, and then we got my friends who ride BMX. But we all converted from scooter kids. My BMX friends mostly they just rode bikes. But all the wheelie kids that we all converted from scooters, and then some of them went to BMX. I know I ride with like normally when I ride every day, I probably ride with like 5-6 people.
You ride with a group of kids at like same
Yeah,
skill level.
we
as
all
you?
live like right in the neighborhood.
Push
like,
each other.
Yeah.
Nice. Dude, that's like a outside school team sports. Urban team sport.
It's like an
You know what I mean?
individual team sport though. Like
It is, though.
Each individual has to have their own box of tools. You know, everybody brings their own little tool set.
Yeah.
Everybody brings something to the table, and then when we ride together, it turns into this. It's a pack mentality, is what it is. And what happens is everybody has a role to play, and this guy. Oh, look, he swerves on
Yeah,
point today.
yeah.
Let's give him a little extra room. Or this dude's been warming out. Let's give him a little extra
Yeah.
room. And it's not always the same person. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it isn't. But it's fun to watch, like how within the group, like all of a sudden you see these guys are all tired, and then you're like, well, I don't feel so tired. And you start ripping, and then the next thing you know, all those people that were tired, they're up ripping too.
Yeah.
Yep. Energy boost.
Yeah.
Power up.
Yeah, it's cool to see that. And I was just curious because like when I grew up, I didn't do any of like I tried the team school sports and it just wasn't for me. I was always in like the extreme sports and board sports and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, but I didn't really have like a big circle of people. I had like 3 of my friends that I snowboarded and skied with and stuff. But the bicycle and dirt bike thing was always super independent for me.
I think that was just the way the era.
Yeah.
I
I think it's awesome now because it's like, you know what I mean? For me growing up, there really wasn't that team sport aspect, and like there's a lot of benefits to that,
Yeah.
work with others and
Yeah.
shit, But now there kind of is for like the the Misfits.
So you have a 29 that you ride wheelies on?
Yeah, it's actually my dad's. It's not mine officially, but it's the 29.
You let you bend the rims for him?
Fat rippers.
You swerving on that thing on the 29?
Yeah.
Jumping stuff. What are you doing? Swerving one handed?
I'm not jumping too much on it, but I'm swerving. I don't know. I don't like super focus on like jumping all over the bike, like jumping on the seat and all that. I like to just cruise and wheelie. Just do a swerve here and there, take the foot off
Just
or
the pack
hand
type stuff.
Yeah. I don't like
Smooth.
Jumping all over the bike.
Until you get him on a 20-inch in the pack, and then he's like, barely missing everybody.
Yeah.
There he goes.
I feel like when you jump all over the bike, it looks sloppy. Like there's very few people out there who can do it clean and like throw footovers and stuff.
I'd have to. I mean, that's my opinion too. on the combo stuff. Not to say that I respect it a lot because it is hard.
That's hard.
Yeah,
I can't do
combos
it.
are tight.
I can't
Combos
do
are
it,
tight, but like there's very few people who can make it look really, really clean.
Yeah.
Like JP, when JP was up here throwing his footovers and
he
stuff,
doesn't
that's
slow down.
so smooth.
He does
Dude.
slow down. That fucker will stop right in front of you. You gotta watch him.
He has so much fun when we ride, bro.
JP916, I can't remember his Instagram handle right now, but
I don't remember it
he
either.
changed it.
he's a good hype man. He's good on it. He's got a Marin 26 right now. He's riding. He kills it on it. Like in my mind, I'm like, fuck, we got to get this guy in a 29er.
I know.
But at the same time, I'm like,
he's killing it on
you
his
just leave him
dongle.
alone
Yeah.
because all that stuff that he's learning, he'll translate it
Eventually,
no
he'll
matter
be
what
on
he
one.
rides.
Like I was hanging out with him like yesterday or the day before. It was yesterday. Yeah, I was trying wheelies on his bike, and I don't understand how he gets it up, dude. It's like his forks aren't straight down.
I'm
they're, like,
telling you, yeah,
angled.
dude, it's raked out super. That bike is long. I look at that thing every time we ride with him. I'm just like, how do you pull it off
He
like
loves
that,
that
bro?
bike, dude.
And he's
He
got
rides it
a
like it's
seat
an
slam
extension
too.
of his body.
Yeah, it's crazy. That thing is definitely not like wheelie geometry.
We got to pay attention, see when his clip comes up so we can look at it.
Oh, check out Lamar's swerve.
Ooh, ooh. That's in
I
my
like how
mind.
when they just snap it like
That's
that.
why
So snappy.
I liked him in the top 3 on the contest because he does that swerve and he does it a lot. And like if you ride with him, it's kind of a burned out trick as far as his tricks go.
Yeah.
But in this edit, it wasn't flooded with him. Stuff like this. Watch this kid, Designer Lamar. Watch the smile on his face right now. Right here. Look at this. The kid's happy. Just happy. He's on a bike. He's having fun. You got a camera in his face. He's happy, dude.
That's probably one of my favorite edits from the competition or from the contest.
Dude, yeah. I'm stoked. Did you see his the video that Jacob just posted recently of Lamar hitting that big ass gap?
I was looking at his Instagram last night and I was reviewing like what that clip was, and I was watching a couple times like, damn.
Dude. Yeah, he just hit a fat gap. That's what I was hoping to see was more of that. So it's cool to see that he just did that like a couple days ago. But it was big. It was like, gosh, I don't even know. It's probably 15 foot in distance. I don't know how tall it was. It was pretty tall. Not that
That's
tall.
a new trick alert for Lamar. That's like out of
That's
character.
a skill level up.
Which is
Yeah.
out of character is kind of that's what being a Misfit's all about. We're always doing shit out of character and it's fun.
Dude. The 29 bikes, man, like we were saying, they just got...
They're 34 pounds.
They just don't have no
pounds.
flow when you jump them, bro. So, like, when you,
I
you
mean,
just gotta
unless
do
you're
big stuff.
an
They don't.
alien like that.
Yeah.
Old
I mean,
Santos here.
he can
Yeah,
make it happen.
alien. I called you an alien. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you know
he
when
gonna
you
jump.
slam the ground,
Just
you can
fucking
feel
get
your
that shit,
brakes
bud.
hitting and everything, and the chain, just
Dude.
everything.
He don't care. I'll jump anything, anyone, anytime.
I think maybe it just doesn't... I don't know. On the 29s, you run them pretty, like, low bar and stuff, huh? You don't run tall bars.
He just got
Yeah.
stock
Stock
bars on it.
big
Mhm.
honkers or
Custom paint job.
Yeah.
Who painted that thing? You?
That man over there, my dad.
What?
something? Oh, it's the splatter paint one, huh?
Yeah.
2018?
Oh, okay, yeah.
The 2018?
No, it's the
Is that
it's the gold and white.
Oh,
one.
2016.
Yeah,
Yeah, that thing's tight.
I think it might be. I think it's it's got to be like 2013.
Up to 13 has the SE stamp in the back.
Cut out.
And it's got it's cut out of the back.
I don't know.
But
We'll do some research.
But yeah, I think that has a lot to do with jumping these bikes. Is the bar height, your seat, all that, because you just have to maneuver around the bike so much more. I guess because there's a lot more bike, but
yeah, I know having my
make
seat
'em
up's
look
a
smooth,
pain in
how
the
Jacob
ass.
does.
Like almost literally, like if sometimes I'll get a little more air than I was betting on, and it never fails. The seat hits you right in the ass,
and that's
makes
so
you
scary.
nose
You're like,
over,
oh.
make you nose over. But then again,
Yeah, I always know like right where my
There's
seat's
JP
at.
right here,
I don't
watch.
got mine slammed. Yeah, here is this JP right
yeah,
here.
there's JP on his Marin.
Look at that bike. It's like riding a banana.
He don't care though.
Yeah.
Look, he don't care. It's got a long travel on the forks is all.
He's just matching everything you do.
Yeah.
Look at it. Look at that. Smooth. Look at how smooth it is too. And he holds it. It's not like a wham.
I know his leg over the bar he's about to do. He is holding it for a while because I think he has it over the bar before I can look at him.
Dude, he's got the brakes figured out on that thing to where he doesn't really ever jerk on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he holds it.
There's Anthony.
Yeah, there's Anthony.
That's like one of my
That's a
favorite videos
Fixie
I
kid
edited in a while.
converted to a wheelie kid
Dude.
right there.
I know. I seen it every time I see him on that thing. And I just look so awkward. I never seen.
Because you always see him on the event on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bianchi.
Or the
Yeah,
Bianchi. Yeah,
Bianchi. He used to be Bianchi boy.
That's what it was.
And he's got, dude, Anthony has some of the nicest Kios.
Well-
Anthony, your Kio spins, dude.
He's I don't know if he got new wheel or spokes, but he tried to put different hoops on those hubs and cut his spokes, and then found out that they were a 36 hole or something. The holes are wrong, so now that bike's down until
His fixie.
the beast mode.
Oh.
He asked me if I had any extra beast mode wheels. I was like, I don't.
Yeah, those are hard to come by.
Yeah.
I seen a pair on offer up like
Unless
couple weeks
someone
ago.
does a custom build, you won't find them.
Yeah. Yeah.
See that trick? I actually put my arm
I seen
through
that.
the bar.
I seen that earlier when I was watching. I was like, oh,
Look
there
at
it
this
is.
little Indian air. Ooh, ooh.
That was sick. Yeah, that's crazy.
Were we
He
calling
put
that
his
tail
arm.
whip? Was that a?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was sloppy, but it was a tail whip. I mean, we call your wheelies wheelies.
Well, mine are grandfathered in.
Yeah, that's a trip. Threw his arm all the way through the handlebar.
Actually,
elbow.
there was a contest at Rush Park, or not a contest, just a ride day.
Was
And
that that one recently?
yeah, and there was a huge bank, like a wooden bank built on the backside of the fence, and I put my arm through the bar and actually got a hold of the tire and was holding the tire through the bar
Oh, damn.
midair. And
Wow.
I was
That's dangerous, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking dangerous.
no one's seen it either, and I was just like behind the ramp screaming, "Yeah, I did it!"
Nobody
And
even
everyone's
know.
just looking at me like, "You just jumped it. What are you doing?"
That was the one that rained out a Saturday, so they had it Sunday.
Yeah. No, I tried to whip it too. I tried to tail whip it, and like I kept getting over it every time and slipping pedals. And then I was like, this trick sucks. So then I went for the double tail whip and I slip pedals.
Dude, I want to see you tail whip a Fat Ripper.
I wonder how much a Fat Ripper weighs.
That's a good
Those are
question.
kind of awkward big bikes to do tricks on besides wheelies. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. It's a lot to throw around. I guess those.
I
Yeah, I
think you're
guess
just
the
being
wheels
stubborn
and
'cause
everything.
you're
are
so
hella
good
heavy
on the
that bike.
20-inch.
I mean, I've
Somebody is about to
Fucking
do a tail
apply
whip on a
yourself,
29.
damn it.
I mean, I've done a couple things on the quad angle, 26 quad angle, like F180, the 26 quad angle. I mean, F3.
People are doing. I mean, like Ricky's doing stuff
T-bog
on him,
it.
but
He's
it's
a unique
he's
rider.
bored. He's got nothing else to do.
Well, dude, somebody soon, probably in Vegas, is going to come
Yeah.
out with a tail whip on a 29 very soon.
Not if I do it first.
Better get on it.
They were doing fly out of the bowl. They're just doing fly out of the bowl. He landed one. Did he
No,
whips?
but he was like
He's landing right
more
next to
than
the bike.
3/4 of the way into it. Yeah,
And he's on that Chrome Ollie GT Dyno. Who's
Yeah.
that orange bike?
heavy.
Heavier.
I don't really do fly out. Like on my tail whip, I did it out of like a roller.
Yeah, that little
Mm-hmm.
onto the flat.
I
I
know. I
wanna
feel
see
like
it, bro. I
tricks
wanna
out of
see the
fly out
transition
just
happen.
to straight flat aren't cool.
Yeah, man. This kid's gonna be one of the ones that starts making it happen.
Make it to the Santa Cruz rideouts?
I did
Beast
long
mode
time
rideouts?
ago.
You been to any
I
of
did.
those?
I did. I was on the first Beast Mode ride out with Marshawn Lynch, and then we did a Santa Cruz one. I don't remember when we did that. The second Santa
The one
Cruz
where I had my hand in stitches all day and I couldn't wheelie.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, hey, look at me.
When I
though,
got
look at
sponsored, that picture they used when I'm swerving, if you zoom into that picture, my left hand, that was the only swerve I did all day. And I did it because everybody else was doing it and I had to. So I got one in. But if you zoom in, my fingers are all bandaged up.
Oh, from when your hand went through that.
Yeah,
brake
I
light?
went through that tail light.
Ouch. That looked pretty gruesome.
That was,
We gotta get that in one of the clip leaps too.
yeah. Yeah, Santa Cruz, yeah, that one in particular cost me a couple extra $3,000. I got 20 stitches in my hand. I ended up with bleeding on the brain I didn't find out about for a year. I found out a year later after I got an MRI.
That makes a lot
But
of sense.
that's why I wear a helmet
yeah,
now.
it all makes sense.
Wait.
What? He's all, where are we again?
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
Dude. No insurance?
In between jobs, I just joined the union and I had no insurance.
Fucking perfect.
But I had to get the stitches in my hand. You know, it was
Pretty
it was
necessary.
Some
hamburger.
super glue and duct
Yeah.
tape.
No, we were
I don't know. That
Cycles-
one looked like a little past that.
Cycle Squad Maniacs had showed up the night before, you know, like they always do.
Yeah.
We went down to the local church. There was a kid that they were donating a bike. They built him up a D-Blocks ripper. D-Blocks was there to give this kid the bike. So everybody's there. There's like 150 people there. They give the kid the bike. It's super awesome deal. And then they're trying to take a group picture. And I'm doing a seat wheelie down this big old hill bomb. And I was too close to the cars. And a car backed out of the truck backed out of the parking spot. And I ran right into the back of it and flipped over. Hit my head on the top of the tailgate. Luckily, I had a helmet on. Busted the tail light out. Hand went through it. And I go up to the group of people. I'm like, can somebody take me to the hospital?
Oh, calm.
I had some paper towels wrapped around it. And they're like, what's going on? And I go like that. And, oh, shit. And then that guy, he's checked out, right? I got to go ask somebody else. Hey, yeah, and I interrupted their picture. They got their picture, but after I left. And then luckily, Rich Luan, thank you for the ride to the hospital.
Dude.
He helping me get my elbow pad off with a hamburger hand.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I'm not cutting this. I paid $100 for these. I'm not cutting them off. I got it real close
those
to
are
the
real
wound.
long.
I got real close to the wound. He's like, wait. I pulled my hand inside, and it was good. But yeah, that was yeah. I don't like doing a lot of seat work. I'll do it in the open and stuff now, but it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah,
It wasn't
dude.
worth the risk.
Oh, yeah. Do you wear a helmet?
Yeah, now I do.
Yeah, you should wear a helmet, bro. I'm pretty like certain I'm not gonna ride without him anymore.
You've had to
because-
smack your head a few times.
Yeah,
I've never smacked my head.
That's living
More of a
proof
reason.
that he hit his head a lot of times because he can't even remember. You've
I
never.
actually have smacked my head one time. I was walking next to the bull on a scooter with my scooter in my hand, and I go to lean on my scooter, and it's like in the bowl, and I fall, and I hit my head in the bottom of the bowl.
To flat.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thought there was something
Yeah.
there, and there was nothing there.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
That's the only time I fell and like hit my head.
concussion.
Yeah, I got a concussion.
Yeah,
That's the
Bet.
problem. is once
Everyone
you
was
get
like
one, you're
coming up to
prone
me
them.
every like minute and shaking me, making sure I was awake. Because I was at the skate park. I just kept trying to fall asleep.
How deep is the
Damn.
ball?
I think it's like 5, 6
Yeah.
Oh
feet.
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good ball,
Rush.
bro.
Yeah.
Damn, I've seen that happen to a kid. Not necessarily falling like that, but he went up to hit the coping and like do a backside like grind, and the board just flipped out from under him on the coping, and he went head first to the bottom in a 6 foot in Martinez at the skate park there. That was the most vicious concussion I ever seen. He asked the same 2 questions for like an hour straight before his mom came to get him. It
Damn.
was crazy.
Yeah, I went back to the Airbnb after this and slept it off. I knew I was fucked up, but you know, what do you do?
Yeah.
I always carry around electrical tape. In case I cut my finger or something.
I wear gloves. don't
Because
have
I
a
know
choice
when like I
anymore.
fall and
After that, I gotta wear
cut up
gloves.
my hand.
I only missed 10 work days. Had 20 stitches in my hand. Didn't cut any tendons. Aside from the money it cost, I got hella lucky, dude. And then I got my picture on Essie's page when I got sponsored. It was well worth the trip. The other good thing about that ride was my daughter came out. She's 27 this year. She's 26 now. She came out with her boyfriend. And instead of me being in the pack cutting it up, I was actually able to enjoy the ride, spend the time with my kid, and kind of share this bike life stuff with my family. And my kids are 23 and 26 now, and they like what I do, and they spend time helping me, and they're a part of it. But they have their own lives, and
nice.
It's still a lot of fun,
dude.
This is yeah. Speaking of
if
a
you
lot of
haven't
fun,
been paying attention, here it is. Boom.
Yeah, this is like I slid on my helmet upside down right here, and then here comes the bike. Ow.
Ow.
Dude, I still
Man, I almost ran you over too. I was right behind you.
Hey, I got the helmet on. I flip over, I tuck and roll. Somehow the GoPro's on the helmet. It doesn't fly off. The bike comes in, and the pedal hits me in the eyebrow. And I'm thinking, oh, that fucking helmet was worthless.
Yeah. Except for the fact that it had that huge scrape on the side.
Road rash, bad, dude. And that was one of Chop Suey's nephews. He didn't do it on purpose. He just
moved. It was really fast.
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't no reaction time to save that anyways on either of your guys' part. So when you graduate school?
I'm a junior this year. I'm going to graduate next year. Oh, wait. Yeah, next year.
So what are your plans after high school?
Keep riding bikes and hopefully find a job. I don't even know what school's doing now. What's today? Today's
coronavirus.
Yeah. I don't know. How's that going to work?
Bro,
they're talking about school maybe just be a wash for the year.
And they're just going to move them to the next grade?
Yeah.
They're making us do school.
I don't.
We've got it on computers and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's kind of what
a lot of the phone companies have done, like free, like they gave me an extra 15 gigs of
data
hotspot.
Oh.
The free hotspot, extra 15 gigs. In case I got kids or whatever, they can just log on the internet through my phone. So
I got like an email like last week from Netflix. They were giving away 3 months of Netflix, like their premium or whatever it is, for free.
Get everybody to stay home.
Yeah,
dude.
Their ad was so funny too. It's like is something to do during these tough times, or something like that. And I'm like, it's before like they even were quarantined people or anything.
Damn, it's a sales gimmick. Anything. Yeah, it's all marketing.
Netflix knew more than us though.
Oh yeah, bro.
They knew we were getting quarantined.
They make movies that go straight to Netflix. They are in the know.
Yeah, yeah, bro. They make billions of dollars.
There's Lamar again having a great time.
The movie Ride Record that you're in, when is that coming out on YouTube or Netflix?
Should hit theaters.
So Force Films, from what I understand, was purchased by another company. So all of their assets, that movie being one of them, moved to another company, and I don't know
when they're gonna do anything
with
it.
The movie was finished, and they added those parts that we went and filmed. They added that into there, from what I understood. So I have no idea. I mean, it's a ludicrous film. You'd think they'd be trying to get it out there, sooner than later.
Profile.
I don't.
Like, I went and watched the trailer when you first mentioned it a while back, but then I haven't heard anything about it since.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun,
dude. That Napa skate park, that's probably one of my favorite skate parks.
I haven't been to that skate park in forever.
It's disappointing we haven't made it back up there since then. That ride was amazing. The people up there were amazing. They had this huge skate park.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, is that the skate park the kid that's in the movie? Is that where he got good at? Because in the movie,
I haven't
probably
seen
he's
it.
from Napa, right?
Yeah, in the movie, Ludacris makes his stepson ride a bike as an outlet because he did, and the kid's like against it. But come to find out, the kid ends up being, like the one in the million that he goes on, he gets to make money and have a career riding bicycles, and it's based on a true story. I'm not sure who the writer is exactly, but I gotta. I've been talking with Isaac and Craig in this group chat. I gotta meet Eddie Fiola. I gotta meet Eddie Fiola out there, and he's standing right there in front of me, and they're like, "This is Eddie Fiola." Everybody's like, "This is the guy," and I'm like, "Am I supposed to know who you are?" I'm fucking embarrassed, right? Like shit. And he's all modest. He's like, "Just Google it, dude." And so I did. And Eddie Fiola, he's like the freestyle godfather. He does these things on the bikes. There's something on Facebook that's going around right now. He's all in like white leathers with his hat and his long hair, and he's doing his bar spins, dude. He does a little wheelie bar spin that's just like bang, bang. And he surfs.
Oh, it's a wheelie bar. It's called a pull-up bar.
What's that?
It's you pull up and just whip a bar spin?
You pull up and just whip a bar spin.
It's not super fast and crisp, so it's not slow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And did all kinds of freestyle stuff where he's standing off the side of the bike. He leans the bike over. He jumps over the top of it. He goes backwards. He's got the handlebars turned around backwards. He's on the back pegs, rolling backwards, fakie. And he goes up on a nose manual, riding backwards, and he kicks one of his feet off the back peg on a nose manual. When we were at the movie set,
I can't even imagine how to get onto your front wheel on your back pegs, bro.
he's like this, and he pulled it up.
He's got to be standing like almost 12 o'clock.
If you look at his bike, the seat post like this tall, the bars are all the way forward. But when we were at the movie set, he was the stunt coordinator there. And he would go up the quarter pipe on a mountain bike and then stall out like this and then just roll straight down with the back tire up in the air. Back tire's up in the air. He would go straight down the thing, and he could pedal hella fast and spin around backwards and then just go right into fakie. He's sick, dude.
Damn.
But yeah, Eddie Fiola, you're sick, dude. So yeah, that was one of the perks of getting sponsored. And that it really, I didn't ride bikes to get sponsored, and then that happened. And so then I find myself in the middle of these movie sets with all these other people. Now that's what, a year ago, a little bit within the last year.
Mm-hmm.
And so applying myself and meeting other people and us all applying ourselves, this is what it's become. We're like, from there, it's turned into this modern day thing where we're able to feature people like you, where instead of me going to some movie set and hang out with a bunch of people that we all barely know, but I get my minute in the light, we're actually able to bring it trickles all the way down to the roots of the kids, of the parents, that it's all organic and we're all a part of it. And that's what's going to keep this thing going. It's not just like a scene or a fad. This is actually a lifestyle that's going to stick. And it's fucking awesome being a part of it, dude.
Yeah, I've seen it blow up since like I started wheelies. It was like on the 6061 rides, 20 people max, and then you started showing up.
I think I met those guys when they were up to about 50 or 70, and now they're like 150 strong.
Yeah. That's like every ride too.
Yeah,
I can't remember it. There was probably like close to 100 people at that ride. The first one I showed up to, I think.
That was last February's 2019.
I think they only had like three or four rides before I actually went on my first ride with them.
Oh, damn.
I met those guys in Tahoe and was just like,
dude, Tahoe's
what's
my
going?
favorite.
What is this?
What is it?
I think you met us at the gas station, right?
Uh-huh. It was at the 7-Eleven. I was at a 7-Eleven.
I remember that.
I go in the store. I park. I'm on a date, Subu, you're the best. But I'm on a date up there, and I see these bikes, and she didn't know how ingrained the bike scene was already into me. I've been riding wheelies on other bikes. I've had an SE dirt jumper for years, and I've seen the big rippers for years. My friends all had them, but I never rode one. You do wheelies on it? And they're like, yeah, sometimes. But they didn't know what I was really asking. Then when I bought one, and I asked Jason, I go, is anybody riding wheelies on these things? Yeah, a couple guys. And that was the first time I went up there and I look, I'm like, all these bikes, this is.
Because I remember that we were at the 7-Eleven and there's the hummus place too. I know right where that was at. I remember that.
He gave me a card and said, so I buy a bike and show up in a month. And he's like, yeah. And I haven't fucking looked back since. I do look back to reflect. But, we're all on this forward.
The good old days.
Forward path. Yeah.
Well, it's so
only
new,
a couple of
bro.
years ago.
I mean, it's so new that it's just, the trajectory is just all up. I mean, it's going to be it's probably just plateauing on the East Coast now. As far as
they're
getting bigger and bigger,
growing.
They are growing still, but I mean, not at the level.
I don't know.
I've
seen some of the design stuff for next year. Dude, these bike companies are going to keep coming out with new designs and new gimmicks. And I mean, we know that there's these other companies that are finally getting involved. I think they're going to stay involved for a while. And the existing companies and these other companies it's going to turn into something else.
Well, what's going to help it is stuff like what we're doing and like what Isaac's trying to do, which is bring a more permanent light to what we're doing to make it so people don't look at it as like just some fad, you know what I mean? Because that's why the bigger bike companies haven't really stepped in. It's because they think it's just going to be here and gone.
Yeah. It's a fad instead of an actual lifestyle scene, which we're here to tell you firsthand. This is what our lives are going to be. Take the cameras away, take the companies away. We're still going to find places to ride and people to ride with. The freedom you feel when you ride on a bike, dude, you can't. It's irreplaceable. You know, it's not that you feel like a kid again because you have an adult life and you have all this other stuff going on, but you can process what you got going on. You know, I know like this kid, he goes home tired. Guarantee you, when you're done riding, in that he has to ride the way he rides to actually achieve a level of tiredness that he's okay with, that he's comfortable with. Okay, okay, my eyes are kind of crossed now. I'm tired. I'm gonna go home.
Go home
you know?
about 7 o'cot. Stay up till like
Dad's
1
like,
in the
you're not
morning trying to edit my clips. Like, oh, look at this one.
Come home at 5:30. Dad's like, get back out there. Got a little energy left. But yeah, we appreciate your efforts. You're doing your own edits.
I edit everything from iMovie.
Okay. So iMovie's a simple app. Anybody's got questions, DM him. He can give you. It's real simple. It's cut and paste, cut to fit. If you want to add effects, you tap a button and you go. It's
dude, iMovie's really. I mean, for what it is, dude, it's actually a really good editing program. I edited the podcast on that for a while. Like in all my edits on Instagram, my bike edits were all on iMovie for up until somewhat into the podcast and I got Premiere, but it's kind of similar. And for a free program, dude, thumbs up.
I do all mine on Android, but it's all I capture my footage on the GoPro.
I used to with iMovie, like before they had the screen recording on an iPhone, I have to like set up like my tablet and my phone next to each other and record music off of it and get it to like the perfect beat, and I'd spend hours trying to do that to like when I land a trick, you know, and like the beat drops.
Damn.
I'd spend hours just doing that. And the half a second, millisecond, forward, backwards, all that. But now I can just screen record it and chop the clip, and it's a lot easier.
Right. Yeah, screen record comes in handy, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I got an Android game.
Hey, I'm still on the iPhone 5.
It's funny now how technology is, though. I mean, like before, like it's part of the reason why we used to ride in groups. I don't know if the younger kids do, but we used to have to ride in groups because we had to have witnesses to the badass fucking BMXery we were doing. You know, now you can go out by yourself. You can set your phone up. You can capture all your footage. You don't even need help. Yeah. And before, you actually had to have people that actually had some credibility to say, yeah, no, he did a fucking 360.
Yeah, I know, like, one of my friends, Drake, he just sets his phone up and he does the trick. He doesn't wait for nothing. He just does it. But I always got to have someone recording because I'm all willy-nilly.
Someone to show off in front of. Yeah.
Doing multiple tricks in a line. But when I used to film wheelies, I used to just set it up on my
Who does your filming? Is it the same person every time?
No, it's mainly my friend Robert. Okay. I ride with him every day.
Shout out, Robert.
Yeah,
Robert, shout out. I'll shout you out.
Yeah.
Now, I really feel like I do a lot of my own capturing, but what I know is, like with Lamar's edit, the person capturing the footage, especially if it's a side view of somebody else, someone taking that's as important as you throwing the trick. They got to know,
right. Anticipate.
They gotta fucking pay attention to what they're doing. You're paying attention to what you're doing. They got one job, and that's to capture your moment. And it's tough to find those people. They're like, here, you hand someone your phone, and then you get back to it. And you're like,
you know who's a great filmer? Dr. Skipwith.
Oh, the pink fixie.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
With the
that's funny. I was just thinking about him like today or yesterday.
He sits Heights. He lives out by you.
Seen him in a while.
Like Fair Oaks or Orangeville, Folsom.
We started Cindy Hollingsworth and Holland Hollingsworth and Noah Hollingsworth. Shout out to the Hollingsworths.
Oh yeah.
They ride a lot, and they're out in the Citrus Heights area. So we brought one of the rides to Fireside over there by Rush Park, and that's where we picked up a lot of other kids. It's weird. We take these rides to other local areas, and all of a sudden you scrape in these riders.
Because I started sharing it on Instagram when I first followed 61, started riding it, shared to my friends. And then we'd all start riding. Then we started our own ride outs, which we'd have. I remember the first ride out that we planned, we had about 20 people on bikes, and we rode all out to Lake Natomas, and we went cliff jumping. And there's other people showing up, 20 more people showing up in cars and stuff. And we're all just cliff jumping and riding bikes.
You rode your bike home on wet shorts or what?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Raw.
I guess you hang out till you're dry or whatever. Oh no!
Yeah,
Can we
pretty much.
fast forward this? Oh no!
Don't look. Don't look.
Helmet mode. Watch. Ow.
Blank.
That was in Las Vegas the night before the 7 shit ride.
That was a fun ride that night. That was
That was that Friday night ride
dude,
they
the
did
energy
down
level
there.
was like
Yeah, that's, I know.
through the roof, bro.
Picked me right up off
We
my
were
bike
so
and threw me
anxious.
on the ground.
We had just got done recording the podcast that night too.
Oh, that
right
was
before that. So
We
everybody
had
was
a-
hella anxious, bro, to get out of there and go ride.
I haven't been on any of these rides lately because of my ankle. I haven't had a bike.
What'd you do to your
really
ankle?
I was actually riding my fixie. I was with Robert. We were riding. I was doing a wheelie, and I got my pant leg right here stuck in the sprocket.
Chain wheel?
Yeah,
Chain
the
grabbed the
chain.
pant leg, pulled your foot off the pedal?
No, my foot was actually in a foot strap.
Oh, so that
And
didn't
it
know.
just
How the fuck does that work?
Cranked it, pop.
Oh,
and-
pulled your foot all the way around
Yeah.
forward
I was going pretty slow
until your
too,
pant leg
so-
came out of the chain wheel?
Yeah.
Dude.
I was going pretty slow too, so it was just so slow happening. I wasn't going fast, so it was bam done.
No.
Bro, watching it, you're like,
So your foot went all the way till the pedal was all the way down?
Yeah, my foot was like upside down in the pedal strap.
strap.
Oh,
God, dude.
You could see it, like I hopped off my bike and I'm laying in the middle of the street. You could see it swell up through my socks and everything.
What fixie do you got?
I have a retrospect. I don't even
Is it
really know.
super
I just-
light, or I mean, what are you doing on that?
Yeah.
Just hurting
Just
yourself?
wheelies. It's my go places bike.
Oh,
I
it's like
can-
a commuter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can wheelie it too.
Ooh, God, that
It's like
makes
if
me
I
that
gotta
much
run to
more
the
afraid
store.
to ride.
Leary,
fixed,
I've
bro.
never. That was something I never thought could happen on a fixie.
Oh, dude, it was bad.
Ouch.
It was so
It's
bad.
like falling off a horse and still being in the stirrup.
How about
you know
it
what
was
I
a
mean?
break?
I don't know, really. I didn't see the X-rays, so
Shit.
I know it was like cracked all the way around it. They said,
Was it
but
turn
it
all
wasn't
green and
like
swollen?
completely through. It was just all around it. They said. I didn't get to see the X-ray though.
Damn, that's just gnarly.
Yeah.
So the
I was
fact
in
that
a
it happened
cast for,
slow,
like-
not fast. Ugh.
Yeah, I was in a cast from like Thanksgiving, I think, to Christmas. So like, what's that?
Damn, because like in
2,
my head, I
3
was like, well, I
months?
just pulled your foot off, right? And then I was thinking, you said strapped in. And I was
Yeah, I
like,
had a
where'd it
strap.
go?
over my
Yeah.
foot.
then what happened? Oh shit!
Yeah,
And you're good now?
but like, I'm doing all right. It hurts every now and then
You-
if I
you-
jump on it wrong. But
I wear one of those lace up every time I ride ankle. I can go off. We were going off that one big thing,
5
4 or
foot.
5 feet. I'm
Yeah.
fine. Sometimes I drop off a curb, my ankle rolls, and it's like they
I hear
call
a
it-
good brace to use is the space brace.
This one, it laces up
What-
like a shoe and it goes all the way up
Yeah.
the ankle and it laces it keeps your toes from tipping down at all. I've legit fallen off my bike when I fucked up my big toe. A lot of my slams I've taken, that thing's kept my foot intact. Or I've actually landed on my foot underneath it, sat on it, and it's rolled around and
But it's on the brace.
and I've actually slid
Yeah.
down the road on it. So it actually
I
serves
only
many
wear my
purposes.
brace when I'm like riding. Like right now, I don't got it on.
No,
When
I
I'm
just wear
riding.
when before I pull the bike off the rack, I put that ankle brace on.
Bike might
I
be
don't have
heavy
any injuries
dropping on
left
your
in me. I
ankle.
get one more injury, I might just have to drive
Be
around
a
and film
goner.
everybody.
Dude, when I hit
Get
that
an
stair set,
e-bike.
that bruise on my leg, dude, just went away from that double stair that I hit. When I landed, like I compressed down like over the back wheel, but the side of my seat clipped.
He
the
did an
inner part
ass
of my thing.
back.
And
It
my
I know
was-
what you
tire
mean,
hit
like,
it.
Look,
when you
here-
get like
here it goes
a
right here.
knots or whatever.
Dude, the inner portion of my thigh right here hit my back tire because I sunk down so far
Watch
over
right
it.
here.
Yeah,
You doing ass back all the way to the tire.
dude, it left a bruise on my leg, like, and it didn't even appear for like 5 days.
Watch.
You can see it pretty good right here. Blam. And it was like this big. And it showed up the first day like
Green.
yellow and green, hella
Yeah.
nasty, and then it got just black. And it stayed like that up until maybe like a couple days ago. I just noticed it's fully gone.
Because yesterday. No, not yesterday. Why do I say everything was yesterday? It was like
Because you're young and everything was like yesterday.
Yeah.
it might have been it might have been Thursday or Friday, but I was doing a 180 bar up this bank in Roseville, and I almost got around, and then I slipped my hands off the bar, and my peg nailed me right in the back of the calf, both of them too.
Back pegs?
Yeah, I can still feel it in this
Remember when
one.
I did that?
We know.
got
We
both
know.
of
That's
them.
why I don't ride pegs from catching a peg to the calf. Tucker got took out. He was
I
off
did
the
that.
bike for a minute.
I separated the muscle from my bone.
He was
Hit
legit.
my peg in the back of my leg. Just one of them, though.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
I'm gonna
Like,
stay
against
home,
my
bro.
ankle,
My leg's
whatever
fucked
that-
up. No,
Dude, I went
It
to
was-
Hawaii like that same week. That was the worst ever, bro. Like it was an awesome trip. I was in Hawaii in paradise, but like when you're in Hawaii, you want to walk around and like
Yeah.
just enjoy the beach.
It's at the
just
end of
chill.
our street. You know the end of our street, how it goes to the bike trail, and then into Old Sac.
I don't ride sack enough to know.
It's that little footbridge that goes over the freeway, and it's got the little.
It's kinda
It's
like
got the
baked.
little curbs that are
Oh.
poured. Everybody gets fucked up right there,
Oh.
dude. Everybody gets
yeah,
fucked
right
up right
next
there.
to the water.
Like one of them has like a little roll.
Yeah, I
Someone
know
poured
what
like
you
some
mean.
mortar down.
Ready mix on it. And
Yeah.
And then everybody tries to wall ride, and then that's what he sent it.
Don't do it.
I ate it on the wall ride when I rode the Fat Ripper for the first time on a ride out.
Wall ride the Fat River.
Yeah.
Old TL would be
I
proud
did
of
it
that.
once and I was like, oh, that was pretty sick. I'm gonna do it over the whole thing now. So I go and I just eat it. I got, dude. I think it's one of these sides. I was riding and I scraped my arm or like my back on the fence. The fence wire cut my arm.
Oh
when I
fuck!
was trying to do the
Speaking of cut
wall
your
ride.
arm, you got a nice little piece of bacon over there, dude.
Oh yeah.
Show the camera that thing.
You got
little-
one there, and then
So those are
I
your
just got
brakes,
one there.
because your bike doesn't
Those
have
are your
brakes.
brakes.
That's how you slow down.
No, they're down here.
Oh,
I
that,
come
you're not.
down
That's
there.
you're in good
Yeah.
shape, dude.
Those are
No, it's the
small
off
ones.
season. Everybody's legs should look pretty
I know.
Yeah.
I'm
not beat
pretty
up
decent.
right now.
There's not too many. Usually there's a lot more though.
Man, you're gonna be ready to go by the time we can actually get out and ride together and shit again.
Yeah, I
Gonna
think
rest
I'm
it
not
up.
gonna ride next weekend. I think I'm staying home. Friday we didn't ride much.
I'm just riding by myself right now. I'm not even filming or nothing, bro. I'm just riding a ride.
Jack and James came over yesterday. We rode, put a brake cable on Jack's bike. We rode to the high school and we went to the track. Dude, the bike track, Elkhorn BMX, dude. It's a lot of work.
Mhm.
It is. I didn't, I just jumped a little bit and I was gassed out, dude. My legs were sore in different places. It's a whole nother. The guys up there on their 20 inches were like, "What is that? 29?" I'm like, "Yeah," and I got tall bars on it. The seat's way up. But a couple of guys were there on their 20 inches and they were going, dude.
Yeah, I want to hit the dirt, bro.
Race bikes or like BMX?
Yeah, no, full on race bikes with a big old sprocket in the front, carbon fiber, everything.
Yeah.
When they jump and the freewheel kicks in, bikes make different sounds based on you put the same freewheel on 3 different bikes based on how much bolt is bolted on. It
Right.
resonates differently.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And those race bikes, it's like a race car motor. You know someone's car when they pull in your driveway. Those bikes, as you are around them a lot, oh shit, you hear someone's freewheel, fuck, I better look over at the
That's
track because
amazing.
he's about to jump that big old jump.
Dude, the race BMX bikes nowadays look like you could race them through space.
Yeah.
Bro, they're like so high tech now.
Have you seen the new like the track bikes? Dude, those things are so slick and aerodynamic.
They're
The ones with the triangular seat posts and all that.
yeah.
And the bars are like triangles too.
When I was in Miami, and there was one that had like the bar. It was like a flat bar that went across, right? But it wasn't round. It was
It was
shaped like a wing. It
a-
was
yeah,
round
like
in the
a
front,
wedge.
like a
teardrop.
teardrop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole
For
thing, and
aerodynamics,
the stem and steer tube was like that
pointed.
too, or the stem on the steer tube
Less
was
drag.
like, yeah, it was crazy,
The
dude.
dudes who ride it, their helmets are like that too.
They're
They got,
pointed.
like, the
Hey, you know what
slick back
else?
Helmets.
They shave their legs. They shave their arms.
Aerodynamic, bro. Those bikes are crazy.
Anything that
expensive.
the air can catch on and slow them down, they get rid of. And I mean, I don't know. It's like the fixie kids we ride with the titanium everything, and they ride like the no-handed wheelie, and they let go of the bars, and the bars don't even turn. I'm like, the one kid I said, your headset's too tight. That's how you keep it in the middle. Your headset's too tight. I'm not dumb. And he's like, no, dude. And he touches it and it moves. So then after we stop, I feel the bike and I feel it's titanium. It was, I don't know how it weighed like an ounce or something, the handlebars did. But that's why they wouldn't turn, because there's no weight out on the ends for it to pull.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I used to ride titanium bars on my scooter, and we put metal bar ends in the end of them, and it's so smooth for bar ends.
Titanium scooter bars. Thank God I never had to buy a pair. We did a lot. I had Lucky scooters. That
was my first scooter.
$125 for 2 wheels. Had to have Apex 7s. Had to. And then like a week later, like there's these green ones, right? And then like a week later, he's on some red wheels. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, where's those fucking $125? Oh, I wanted these red ones. I was like, well, you should have said something a week ago, and we could have got those ones in red. You kid. He don't. And then he's like, I got the red wheels. Look what I can do. Just because the wheels are red, he can do different tricks. Like that's the mentality of it's superstition. We do it on our bikes. Everything has to be a certain way. Mm-hmm. It's funny though when it's your kid because you can like pick on him and say, no, that's not right. He's like, but it won't work without it this way. And you're like, it's okay. You can leave it. You can leave it like that. It's good. But yeah, and that's like part of, that's why we like having the youth on here because my kids are grown. And I remember when my son was in high school, everything that he did, he poured everything he had into it. He still has calluses to this day from digging dirt jumps.
I got calluses.
It's crazy how these kids, they learn these work ethics that they don't even know apply to livelihood and life situations. And I don't know, did you ever build dirt jumps and there was like a rival group of kids and you like sneak over to their jumps and break their shovels and shit? You ever do that?
No, we just helped them build the jumps.
No, my son were like, where's the damn shovels? He's like, all these fucking other kids broke them. I'm like, what? I'm like, well, why did they break them? Well, because we went over to their jumps and broke all their shovels and threw them in the ditch and then left. Like, dude, I want my fucking shovel back. Yeah. They bring it back. It's broke.
Our jumps are pretty cool, though. Ours are hidden. You got to go across this creek and there's a bunch of tweakers back there.
My son's jumps, they were the O Street jumps in Rio Linda. And I walked the dog out there and the jumps are still out there. Mm-hmm. But it's all covered in grass. All the run-ups. They had like a track out there with rollers and everything. One time I got caught in the rollers. I got too much speed and I fucking flat bottomed in the rhythm section. And I was on a 20-inch GT and I tried to get rid of the bike. And the tire landed like, it went across my leg, my abdomen, just tire burned me hella bad. And then my jeans, the button, the denim ripped. And I'm out there with my kid. He's like 6 or 7 and I wreck. And I'm like, it's time to go home. He's fucking pissed. You always ruin it. You always fall and get hurt. Fuck.
Doing too much.
Yeah.
Man. That's crash record, though.
Yeah. No, I used to love ride 20-inch. I had this GT bump. It was like a 2001, maybe a 99. I don't know. It was this GT bump. It had the Primo pedals on it. Dude, that fucking bike. I broke all 3 of these knuckles and 2 ribs. Went around the chicane a little bit too fast. Should have picked up the tire and just kind of hooked around it. But I had these Dave Mira tires that were like 120 PSI. And I pumped them up to 120 PSI. And they were fucking screamers.
Yeah, rolling.
And I hit that corner and I tried to like zigzag through and I had my weight too far forward. And all I remember was the handlebars turned sideways and I went bam. And I remember hitting, didn't let go of the handle grip, broke my fucking hand, broke my ribs. I remember bouncing and thinking, oh, I didn't even hit my face yet. And then here come the ground. Bang! And that's like one of those 3 scars I got right there. I got a few there.
I got a couple too.
But yeah, 20 inches, man, I wish I still was that brave.
Yeah, for real though. For real.
Yeah, but the big bikes are fun. What I know is when I bought my big bike, it's a new muscle group, dude. Like how you said from swooshing back and forth. It's a new muscle group from doing different activities. And I think the longer that this scene is alive, the more people they're like born into it. So they adapt to it better. This guy, he's going to stay on a 20-inch bike for the rest of his life. He'll take some skills over. Yeah.
I mean, I've done dirt jumps on the Big Ripper, the ones that are by the police station and those apartments.
Those are gone, aren't they?
Yeah, they're gone now.
Oh, yeah, that was after the Goon Ride. Yeah. The Goon Ride the next weekend, they were gone.
Whoops. We did. I've ridden those on the Big Rippers. It's hard.
That's where old Jacob Santos did that 360.
That was when he bent that pounding beer for, too.
Yeah.
That was that day.
A lot of fun that day.
Well, man.
Yeah, hopefully we get back to doing ride-outs soon again.
Yeah.
What I can tell you is a lot of 20-inch kids show up on these ride-outs with us, and you're riding all along, and all of a sudden you hear fucking grinding some shit, breaking something, falling, doing whatever. And speaking of falling,
Every time, dude.
Oh no. I got lucky there, dude. I got hella lucky that I was able to ride the next day.
And that it didn't clobber you, running you over because I
it
was
looks
right
pretty
behind you.
bad. You see Damon's wreck when on that new bike when they knocked all the spokes out of the front one?
Oh,
I
that was
missed
on the
that.
Marina Del Rey ride. Some
Dude.
kid with it. Yeah, he got caught up in someone's peg. And
Dude,
it's
I was
over
just
half
chilling
of
in
them.
my bed watching it, just watching his live. Bam! It takes like everything comes out. I'm like, whoa, what just happened?
I think
that
the
was
guy's
rough.
name is I Am Lars Young. He was carrying this 12-inch wheel because it was Keep That Wheel Up challenge, and he was going to try to keep that wheel up with the bike, right? He had his angle, but he carried this little tire. And as soon as that happened, I go, Damon, there's a guy with this little tiny wheel. You got to find him.
Put it on your
It's a
bike.
spare.
Yeah.
So he made Aaron A-Blocks from Aaron PCWC. Aaron
Yeah.
was on an OM. He made Aaron put that on his 26, and then he took Aaron's 26 on the front, and we all rode out of there.
That's awesome.
I just rode a wheelie all the way home.
I
It
would-
looked
I
like
would-
a
I
chopper.
Little tiny. That's some tweak mode shit.
But that's the teamwork, and that's kind of like the bike life culture that one person suffers and everybody helps.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like-
I've always thought about that too. Just
We're like a
taking,
village on wheels.
Yeah,
16
totally. You see that
inch.
happen all the time. All
like
the
a
time.
16-inch and throwing them on a Big Ripper frame and stuff.
A 16-inch Big Ripper. 29 with
Oh,
16
you could
wheels.
throw it around. You could
Yeah.
get some 180s in.
I bet you the pedals wouldn't even make a rotation.
Yeah, they'd smack the ground.
It wouldn't even. It would just.
They'd
clack.
smack
Yeah.
the ground. You'd have to get some
Just
small ones. You have to make
start
some
on a
minor
downhill.
adjustments.
Yeah. Cut them down. Make some mini cranks for it. Take the cranks off the 12-inch too.
Cool.
Little 145s.
Oh shit. Dang, I think that man about wraps it up for time. But what do you got? What are you working on next on the bikes? I know you're just kind of coming back into the bike thing. You just
Yeah, I'm just
work
coming
through
back.
your.
What trick were
injury.
you? What's your favorite trick?
What's my favorite trick? I don't know. I like truck drivers. It's like a 360 bar spin. I don't even do them at all.
So
I've
that's-
done it like twice.
So you do a 360,
they
but
just
then you
feel
pull
so
the bike
smooth.
back like this, and you throw the bars in the middle of it.
Yeah, they just feel so smooth. I don't even do that trick.
That's
I've
like
done it,
that's like a fundamental. That's
Yeah.
the most.
I've probably only done it
X
like
Games
twice. but it
1,
just
Nyquist.
feels
We're
so
talking
nice.
Nyquist.
They look dope.
Dennis McCoy, all those guys. That was one of the first variations in in the jumping. Back when I was a kid, 360 was enough. You did
That was it,
360, you were
yeah.
a fucking legend.
Or just a straight bar spin. You know
Yeah,
what I mean, it
or
was like
just
one
air
or the
bar.
other.
Yeah.
Straight bars are terrifying. I know there's this
Front
guy.
end of the bike dips way down.
Yeah, my friend Josh Jensen. He did a straight bar over the bull gap at Rush. I don't understand how he did it. Shout
You
out to
just
Josh,
pinched
though.
it way back.
Yeah, it's like they pinch the seat with their legs.
He did it
almost.
like one time, and he does everything so sketchy, but he pulls it out somehow. Like he'll 360 the spine and like land straight up nose first, and just nose dive and just pull out of it like nothing happened. I just don't get
It's
it.
hell to be young.
Truck drivers, huh? Well, you guys got to keep an eye out for this guy's truck drivers.
Yeah.
You watch him. smooth
Most
those out.
unknown 26, Carlos Padilla.
Yeah.
Padilla.
You got it right the first time.
Padilla.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks for coming out. Thanks, Pops, for giving him a ride.
Getting that Uber.
Yeah,
My dad's my Uber driver.
Yeah. Yeah,
Papa
shout out
sponsor.
Dad
Yeah.
and the bikes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, keep riding, bro. Love seeing what you're doing out there. I'm super stoked to be able to get you on for sure,
Mm-hmm.
and look forward to seeing what you got to bring in this
Yeah.
upcoming.
Stay
Upcoming
posted on the Instagram.
culture we
I
got
some
going,
big
man.
stuff going on.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I want to see. I have a feeling you're gonna be one of the innovators, man. So keep it up.
Word on the street is there's a bike in the mail, but we'll see. Once the
We're
proof's
in-
in the pudding.
Yeah, we're in snail mail right now.
Proof's in
Give
the
it a
pudding.
week.
Proof's in the pudding.
Give it a week. I'll
For
send
sure.
you pictures of it too.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. I want to post them up.
Yeah, and then more, we'll get you on this wall up here pretty soon. This thing's not going to be on loop anymore. We're going to have enough
Yeah.
stuff that it's going to be crammed full
Just
of
running.
one time.
Yep. Any shout outs you want to send out there before we close it up?
I want to shout out the OGs who've been willing, me and James Canavari and Nick. I know we've been starting it.
Little Noodle.
Little Noodle, yeah. And then my group that I ride with, my friend Robert, Antonio, all those boys, Jeff and Dr. Skip with. One of the best filmers. He's got a YouTube channel.
Yeah, he's a big YouTuber.
His YouTube channel, I think it's just Dr. Skip with. He does videos like everything, just us riding. He just films our
He
everyday
silently
life.
captures his own footage and then puts it together.
He just films our
awesome.
everyday life,
Yeah.
everything that happens to us every day.
Hell yeah. Right on. Got anything for him, Rickard?
Nope, just stay safe out there. The next couple of weeks are going to be as bad as it gets out here in California, and hunker down.
Yeah, man.
And,
Stay safe out there.
Yeah, everybody exercise patience because it takes time to get through this. They're slowing it down, the process down on purpose to benefit everybody, so there's less deaths. And we live in a world where we want our shit now, and it's not. Everybody needs to take a step back and kind of just.
We're on a pause. Bit of a pause. But yeah, man, stay safe out there. Get on your bikes, ride. Don't try and get rides together to group up. Just get out and ride. Go out and ride.
Don't sell your bikes.
Yeah,
Don't
you're not
sell your
riding.
bikes. It'll be over soon, guys.
Yeah, man.
When they say the skate parks are closed, it's just the elders telling you not to come because they want to skate by themselves.
Hell yeah. Well, cool, man. Well, until next week, it's the Urban Misfit Podcast.
Later, yo.
Have a good one. See you.
And a 360.
T-Bog. Hand through the bar.